Hey everyone, my name is B, and I'm here to talk about the latest Nintendo Direct that just came out today. I will say that the Nintendo Switch, is still kicking, it's still alive. It's like a grandpa at this point, trying to give us as many good games as it can before 2025, most likely. I don't know when in 2025, but for the successor of the Nintendo Switch to come out. But this Direct came, it came with the heat because we got so many games and it didn't feel, badly paced at all. The only thing I will say is RIP Wind Waker and Twilight Princess HD because it's probably not happening this generation. So now I'm on the hype train for Twilight Princess, Wind Waker HD, 4K, whatever. Give it a new name. It's going to be probably Twilight Princess, Wind Waker, 4K or something for the next Nintendo Switch in a few years. But let me start off with the new Zelda game. Yes, I said it correctly. New Zelda game, not another Link's Awakening or another remake. I think that was a pleasant surprise because I wasn't really expecting us to get a new Zelda game until the next Nintendo Switch comes out. So, seeing that Echoes of Wisdom, The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, it's kind of weird to say. It's a mouthful, but the really cool thing about this game is that it has a Link's Awakening art style. It's a brand new game, and you get to play as Zelda. You're going to be Zelda saving Link, basically, it looks like. And the gameplay loop looks really interesting. You get to copy items throughout the world. Apparently, there's a ton of combinations. But my favorite part of it has been the memes. I really want to be able to beat Ganondorf with a table. I don't know why. Just give me the wackiest weapons that I can use to actually win. Or give me the wackiest enemies to beat Ganondorf with. I don't know. But this game is going to be really great. It's coming out in 3 months. I really like that turnaround time. I don't like knowing about games like several years before they come out. Unless it's going to be a really big game and they're going to be giving us really big updates from time to time. But I like this 3-month cycle. This game looks like it's going to be really great. I'm definitely going to get this game during day one. And I also wanted to give some credit to Games Radar. I'm using a list from their article that went through everything that was announced for the Nintendo Direct. I know it's a little bit in the middle of the video, but I wanted to just make sure I mentioned that, add that into the description. So if you want to check out the whole list, it's going to be down there. Thanks to Games Radar for letting me use this list, or assisting me with this list, so I don't have to make a whole list and rewatch the whole Nintendo Direct and make sure I write down every single note of what happened. I will say there was another game that really hyped me up a little bit, and that was Dragon Quest 1 and 2 remake. Man, I really thought they were Fire Emblem. Those games are gonna be Fire Emblem because of the introduction and stuff. It looked like an art style that Fire Emblem would use. But no, it was Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D, the remake for that. Man, it was crazy. It looks really good. I'm really excited to play it. I think that might also be day one, but we'll see. But the craziest part is that 1 and 2, Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake are also coming out next year. So Square Enix is cooking. You already know they are. I really hope they can get out of that sales and disappointment funk that they're in right now, and just keep releasing on all platforms and just give us really good quality games that aren't taking super long to make, and also giving us a huge amount of quality. And I am assuming this game is going to be quality because of the art style. It's probably going to be like one of the best games that comes out for RPG fans this year. I wasn't expecting Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. I thought it might have been a new Donkey Kong game, but then it kind of looked like, I was like, it looks kind of like something we've seen before. So I was like, it looks really good. I'm fine with all these ports. I know that we're in this phase of the Nintendo Switch where we're not going to be getting a ton of new games, but I really hope that there's another Donkey Kong game that they're working on. So it looks good. It's going to be a fun game. I don't know if I'm going to buy it day one. It's coming out on January 16th of 2025. So we'll see. We'll see. But it looks good. It's a classic. I played Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, and honestly, that game was pretty fun too. So I think I'll play it. I'll play it once I have a chance. I also liked how the Direct started off with Mario and Luigi Brothership, a new Mario and Luigi game in almost like 10 years apparently. And it looks really good. The art style, I like that they're playing around with these art styles with all these new Nintendo games. Everything looks really aesthetically pleasing, and the game itself looks really good. I've not played a Mario and Luigi game. I know it's a huge RPG game. I know we're getting a ton of Mario RPG games, but I think the people who actually enjoy those, again, core audience, also giving exposure for the Nintendo Switch platform in general. There's like 140 million people who have a Nintendo Switch. These are just growing these core franchises to even more. I don't expect it to be a 60 million seller, but this is also going to probably be the best performing Mario and Luigi game yet. So I don't know. It looks really good. It looks very interesting, and I'm really excited to see how it goes and how it reviews. I'm definitely going to get that down the line as well, and actually try a Mario and Luigi game for the first time. The other game that I really liked was the Ace Attorney Investigations Collection. That game actually is pretty fun. I was hoping for a new Phoenix Wright game, but, you know, it's also really nice to have a whole collection of all the games that have come out so far. I think that's what they're probably doing. I'm sure they're working on a new Phoenix Wright game in the mainline series. Or Ace Attorney, sorry. I'm used to saying Phoenix Wright. Either way. Ace Attorney, this Investigations collection is going to be fun. I think that will complete all the Ace Attorney games. So at this point, the next Ace Attorney game announcement that we should have should ideally be, you know, a new game. And I think that might be part of the reason why they're just releasing all these games, giving themselves some more time. And for those who haven't played the games, you know, actually play them. I played the original trilogy when I want to say like 4 years ago, 4 or 5 years ago. And it was such a fun experience. I really enjoy the game. So I might give this a look. I don't know if I'm going to give it a look during launch, but I will say it seems like one of those games, especially considering it's coming out physically only on Nintendo Switch, that you should probably get it soon after it comes out. And it might end up being one of those rare games, which kind of sucks, but I feel like it has that vibe to me, that it's going to be a little bit more of a rare game. We also got Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Collection Arcade Classics. Let's be honest, we weren't as focused on the other games, but except for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, a classic. I played it a few times. It's very fun. It's crazy that we're getting this on the Nintendo Switch, and most likely we'll be able to play it on the Nintendo Switch too. Man, it's crazy. Capcom in general keeps just throwing these collections at our faces and like, yo, play all of our old games. Easy way to play them. Most of the ports that we make or the new remaster versions are really good. So good job, Capcom. You guys are killing it. I know that we would like to see new games in some of these franchises, but it's also really good, especially in the age of concern about preservation, that we're getting all these really great new games. And while there are a lot of other announcements, and I could go on and on and on about Mario Party, the Nintendo Switch Online announcements, I'm not as interested in those just because I don't really play those games. And if you guys do like those games, feel free to talk about them in the comments below. Or if you want me to talk about it and take a deeper look at it, or maybe even try it when it comes out, also feel free to comment below. But I do want to talk about the big main event. Man. Metroid Prime 4. It actually exists, y'all. It's been 7 years. We got that announcement, 5 years ago, where they said they're going to start development again. It's been a long journey. Retro Studios, they're cooking because they got people wondering if it's actually going to be for the Switch or not. I think their move is that, yes, it is on the Switch. This footage was from the Switch port, but I do think that this game is going to come out the same day that the Nintendo Switch 2 comes out. it's going to be a cross-generation launch, and I think we'll probably see that a little bit next year. But this is going to be a game that I feel like they need to hold off on from showing the next-gen version, just to show how much better it's going to look. The footage looks great. I wasn't sure if it was going to be a new Metroid or not, but as soon as you saw the gameplay, it's a lot more fluid. The visuals, man, it looks so good. I think the Nintendo Switch is capable of making those visuals. It's been out for a long time. Some ports or just some games haven't used the power of the Nintendo Switch as well. I mean, look at Luigi's Mansion 3. That game looks amazing, and you would not assume that it was on the Nintendo Switch. So I think Retro Studios, like, I trust them. I think they're going to do a really great job with this game. And the one thing about it, though, is that it's coming out in 2025. A lot of people were like, oh, hey, it's going to come out with the next Switch. Yes, it is. It seems like it's a guarantee at this point, especially with the fact that they won't give an actual date for it. This is the first time we've seen it. So maybe we'll get a release date sometime later this year in a future Nintendo Direct. But I do think that the next Nintendo Direct will probably have some stuff for the next generation. And I also am going to take that prediction and say that the next Nintendo Direct or at least major Nintendo Direct, like big one, isn't going to be until around the fall time. And that's when we're going to see the new console. We're going to see the new games that it's coming out with. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And just start selling us on this new console. I know that this happened with the Nintendo Switch originally. They need to show some really good games, and I'm sure they're cooking these new games because we're getting a lot of remasters, ports, etc., getting some new games here and there, but it is kind of depressing that we're at the end of this generation. I mean, this generation has been really good to us, so at the end of the day, let's be happy, let's enjoy it, let's celebrate the Nintendo Switch. It just feels like a really weird time in the generation, but a really good time too, because especially if you've been waiting for franchises to come back for a long time now, this is like the perfect time in this generation for you to, get all the games that you've been asking for. We got Paper Mario, A Thousand Year Door, man, we've gotten Mario RPG. I know it's been a lot of Mario RPGs, Mario and Luigi, but we're also getting really interesting concepts that people have been asking for, like, what would happen if I get to play a Zelda game as Zelda? And where's Metroid Prime 4? We got an answer to that. We actually saw the game. So comment below what you liked about it, what you wish I would have talked about more, and if there's any game on here that you would want me to take a look at during day one and give my initial thoughts. Alright guys, well, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it if you've stayed here this long. Please feel free to comment, like, subscribe. I'm going to be coming out with a video later this week, now that we've gotten this Nintendo Direct. Looking into the future, what does the Nintendo Switch 2 launch window look like? What kind of games are we going to get? That is going to be my focus for that video. So if you want to hear more about my thoughts on that, stay tuned, stay subscribed, turn the notification bell on. I don't know. But yeah, I hope y'all have a good night. Appreciate y'all. Peace.